Well, you just knew that was gonna happen. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. Chris Boyd giving his opinion on the potential new Rangers manager, David Angelotti, Big Davy, whatever you want to call him. Carlo Ancelotti's son. Probably some people will call the guy, but Chris Boyd was speaking to Sky Sports Football this morning regarding this potential new manager for Rangers. And there's no point really wasting any time about it. It's funny, like, Ancelotti's been linked with Rangers for a couple of days, and I feel like we're already burnt out talking about it before we find out any more, information and all that good stuff. So we'll have to see how that pans out in the coming weeks. But like I say, I'd expect the takeover announced before the manager's announced. That's what I would. But anyway, that's what Chris Boyd had to say, and I quote, "Every appointment is a gamble. There's no getting away from that. For me, I don't think Rangers can afford to take this risk. I get the fact that Angelotti is coached at a high level and is obviously good at it, but we've seen before that good coaches, even at Rangers, have struggled with the managerial side of it. Sometimes people think we're crazy up here, but Celtic and Rangers are different animals in terms of the pressure in every single game. They expect to beat Real Madrid, never mind St Johnstone and Motherwell. It'd be better for Rangers to get someone who, while not a Rangers man as such, they have an understanding of the Scottish or British game and know what it means to so many people in Scotland." End of quote. And I think that, Barry Ferguson, right, obviously understands what it means, right? Gerrard understands what it means, and I get where Boyd's coming from. I think it's good having understanding, but there's plenty of coaches out there that will understand Rangers, Scottish football, British football, that aren't good enough. Russell Martin will probably understand it. Same with what do you call that jobber? Wayne Rooney. I called him a jobber because, let's be honest, playing career's fantastic, but managerial wise, Wayne Rooney, what's happening there? It's not all quite that simple, but Ancelotti won't understand it, right? And I think he's right. As much as it may seem a wee bit satire that Boyd's on about, Rangers and Celtic, they expect to beat Real Madrid. They do. You know what I mean? Like, see when Real Madrid came to Parkhead a couple of years ago. Celtic fans are like, right, we're at home. You want to make your home games a fortress. Now, obviously away, it's a wee bit different. Many people are expecting, to beat Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. I totally understand that argument. And the funny thing is about Boyd, he will sit on Sky Sports, right, and talk about, literally right beside Derek McInn's folks, and Derek McInn's, by the sounds, it's getting the Hearts job, and literally say, this man right here deserves to be at a big club, he deserves to go to Hearts, screw Kelly kind of thing. But then, he's talking about the next Rangers manager, but he doesn't give any names. Why not give a name? You know what I mean? Why not give a name, Chris Boyd? That's what I would do. But no, because I would actually be intrigued to see I think Boyd would like Gerrard back. That's who I personally think Boyd would be picking. Hell, dare I say, I think Boyd would take Derek McInnes at Rangers, but I just think him saying that on Sky is almost like beneath it. You know what I mean? I do. As weird as it sounds, I think he'll happily put McInnes, in an awkward place live on air about taking the Hearts job. And again, I say awkward place. There's no malice for Chris Boyd. Him and McInnes will be mates, both Rangers men, putting his friend in the shop window kind of thing. I totally get that. But Boyd went on to say, "Rangers have lost their identity and the recruitment also has to be better. For that, an experienced manager gives you more chance of doing that." End of quote. So, you do need an experienced manager. I think that's a bit of a no-brainer there for Rangers. But Angelotti, it appears that people just... see if this guy wasn't called Angelotti, man, he wouldn't even... I don't think he'd be linked with this job. See if he was called, Albert Torres or something, man. Some other left field name. I don't think people... It's the fact, he's Carlo's son, and people automatically think that because he's got it in his... it's like, just because you sign a kid of, a great player doesn't mean they're all going to be, great. It doesn't really work like that. And are Rangers going to get this Ancelotti guy? He came from nowhere. His odds are what? His odds are literally 1 to 2. Normally when you're 1 to 2, you're going to become the next manager. Something like that. Kris Boyd then went on to say, I don't think Rangers can afford to take that chance to allow someone to build on for the next 18 months. Celtic are already on 4. If that's the case, it becomes 5 or 6 league titles. And I think that's the main problem, folks, is, I mean, it doesn't really matter if it's Angelotti or someone else. Are they going to get time? Is there going to be pressure on them immediately? Of course there is. Boyd's right. No one wants Celtic going to 5 or 6. You know, this whole 18 months thing, it's like you need them to be, you need to come in and hit the ground running. That's the reality. But, you know, it depends how bad the level of acceptance is. You know what I mean? It's like, if Rangers next season do a cup double, right? Finish a couple of points behind in the league. Fuck, there's a wasp. Get that wasp away. Just swat it away. Brilliant. Then, I mean, say he gets us in the Champions League. Will people accept that? I mean, you wouldn't accept it right now because, you know, everything's to play for next season. But if you look back at the end of, you know, next May, this time next year with 2 cups, and, you know, it's hypotheticals, folks, but, you know, there's ways to do it. I mean, I get Boyd's point, but if you look at Gerrard the first time round, didn't win hee-haw in the first 2 seasons, but you can see there was clear progression. But I mean, but is this going to become the new norm? Win 1 title, fall into absolute mediocrity for a couple of years. Celtic win 6, we win 1, they win 6, we win 1, they win 5, we win 1. You know what I mean? It's like, that's no way going forward, man. You have to stop the rut. And hopefully, once we do, you know, there'll be none of that. Winning 1, then they win 7. You know, it should be winning 1, then win another 1, and win another 1. You know what I mean? Maybe it's in some alternative timeline we'll be winning 13 out of 14. You know, like the good old days. But have to wait and see. But I would like Boyd to put a couple of names forward. You know what I mean? Maybe he's putting Derek McInnes forward for Hearts. What's the names he's putting forward for Rangers? Come on, Boyd, speak to me. Speak to me, big man. Anyway, that's what we're going to leave it. That wasp must have been a Celtic fan trying to wipe me out, talking about Kris Boyd. Far from ideal. But anyway, guys, leave your thoughts down below. We'll be back later on. Jambo Bear, he can talk about Derek McInnes. I'm sick of talking about Derek McInnes and Hearts. You know what I mean? I'm sick of it. I'm sure there'll be more, hopefully there'll be more transfer news. Injury news, I think there's updates on that front. So, aye, till next time. Peace.